What is up, guys? Today we'll be taking a look at the LG Stylo 6. So this is a pretty popular budget phone in the prepaid space. So if you go into like Walmart, you'll see this phone. If you go into Boost Mobile or Metro, you will see this phone. And very popular. This is the Boost Mobile version. The prices do vary with this phone. So if you get it unlocked, it'll be like 200, and the price, I've seen it for 300 on Amazon. But also if you go into Walmart or Boost Mobile, it's like 150. It's well below 200. So if you get it locked to a carrier, it's very cheap. This one is the Boost Mobile version, and it was like 150. But like I said, if you want that unlocked version, or one on a T-Mobile or Metro or whatever, then I'll put that link down below. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the design here. I was really impressed with the design when I first, unboxed the phone and everything. It looks really good. It's a really boxy phone, so do note that. It's kind of one of those phones that feel like it's kind of like cutting into your hand. It kind of reminds me of like the iPhone 12. That one just gives you off a really boxy, or even the LG V60 that we have. The design really looks like the V60. Actually, let me go ahead and grab one. Like, look at that. It looks exactly like the V60. And is it bigger than the V60? Is it? This thing might actually be bigger than the V60, which I thought it was. So, this phone is massive, as you can see. It's about as big as the V60, if not bigger. So it's a big phone. So if you don't like big phones, just click off the video. You're not gonna like this phone. But I do like the design on here. The color is really nice. It doesn't pick up fingerprints and show them very well. Well, it does, but you have to really tilt the phone to see the fingerprints. I really like that. I like the color choice. It is a plastic phone, so of course it's not going to feel super premium compared to glass and metal, but I think it looks really, really good. All right, let's go over the phone. We have our power button. You can see the Stylus, and I believe there's one direct competitor in this price point, and I believe that is the Moto G Stylus. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, be sure to let me know. Or if you guys want to see any other comparisons, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. So you got USB Type-C stereo speakers on this guy. The headphone jack is on board. We come over to the left side. We do have our SIM tray, our Google Assistant button, and we have our volume rockers. And then of course on the back we have our triple camera setup and our physical fingerprint scanner. Now when you come to the front of this phone, you have a massive display. It's a 6.8-inch display. You have the water drop notch here. It's a 1080p 395 for the PPI display. Like I said, IPS, and it's definitely a good display. It does have a bit of, bezel, but honestly, it's not a big deal. And you can always hide the notch with this phone, of course, with the software. And I like the display. I think LG makes some pretty good IPS displays. It's very vibrant. It's not the brightest phone, but I didn't really struggle using it outdoors. I just noticed that it wasn't super bright, but you can see, so it's not a big deal. And yeah, so colors are vibrant, viewing angles are really good. It's 1080p as well, with a pretty nice PPI on it as well. So text and icons, colors, all look really good. So no complaints with the display here. And like I said, it is a massive display. So if you're somebody that likes big phones, then this is going to be an excellent phone for you. Now let's go ahead and talk about the software. So this phone comes with Android 10, and it's pretty much a stock version of Android. It's pretty bare bones. Like if you go to the settings, it's very bare bones. You don't have a lot of stuff here, which I like, because with the processor with this phone, it really has to be. If they threw in a lot of bells and whistles with this, it would be extremely slow. But let's talk about that. So you have the Helio P35, and you have Power VR graphics, micro SD support, and 64 gigs of internal storage and 3 gigs of RAM with this phone. So these specs aren't, it's not gonna wow me. We know we look at a lot of budget smartphones at this price point, and the specs are definitely not, you can definitely get a more bang for your buck spec wise, so do note that. But the main point with this phone is for people that really like to use these stylus. So let's go ahead and focus on that. So once you pop it out, you're greeted by this menu, and the stylus is just that. It's pretty much just like a little kind of cheap plastic stylus. It's not a smart stylus or anything like that. But it hasn't really gave me any problems. It's very accurate if you want to use it just to navigate around the phone. I know some people like that, and it does work for that, but you can really just buy any stylus, you know, and do that. But it doesn't have, you know, a little hole. So when I hear people say that it doesn't have the little hole, so no one wants to actually carry a stylus around their pocket. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get back to that. So when you take it out, you can do a memo, draw chat, swift chat, screen memo, and you can add an application here. So if I wanted to remove all of these and add my own custom application, I can do that. Now I really like the stylus. I think it's pretty cool. So the draw chat, if you want to send like a message to somebody, like, you know, hi, whatever, you can send it, save it, and it'll go ahead and like replay it for you. Hold on, let me do it. Which is pretty cool. So if I wanted to say that and send it to somebody, so I thought that was fun. And then if I wanted to do like a memo, or if I wanted to write a list, so I kind of like it for this. Like if I'm running to the store and I need to make a quick list, it's kind of more fun, and it might be a little bit faster if you're like a slow typer to be able to do that. So I'm going to the store and I need certain things. So as you can see, it's pretty responsive. I mean, it works. It works fine. Like, I don't have any issue. Now, I can't tell you if this is going to be something that you can draw with. Now, I've seen people on YouTube using this phone to like draw like actual pictures with. So if you're an artist on a budget and you want something you can like doodle with, you can do that. It has like little fun stuff in here, as well as like coloring books, so you can color to pass time. So it's really cool, but I really like it for that, to be able to jot down notes, and it just seems really cool to just take the stylus out. So it really is a hyper specific thing. So if you're not into styluses, then I definitely wouldn't get this phone, because I can name like 5 other phones I could recommend over this. But I can't lie, I do like the stylus. I do like it to be able to like take little notes with. I do think that's pretty cool. But like I said, you have to be a certain type of person to like this. Alright, so let's talk about gaming with this phone. So this is not a gaming phone. If we go to graphics, you can see it's on the lowest settings for Call of Duty Mobile. So I would not buy this phone for gaming at all. So it can play games like casual games like we saw with Subway Surfer and stuff like that. It'll play those just fine, but Call of Duty, honestly, you can get something better for 200 bucks. So you're not going to be buying this as a gaming phone. Can you play games on this phone? Yes, you can. You can play games just fine. And also one thing that you are going to notice is kind of like load times are kind of slower than usual because of this processor. But overall, the gaming experience is going to be fine. It's just the graphics and everything are going to look the prettiest, of course. But let's see. Let me get into this game and show you. Now, sometimes you'll get like a frame rate drop here and there, like we saw just now. But overall, like I said, the games are playable. Yeah, you see? Do you see? Now, if I wanted to diminish that, I would have to exit out of everything that I'm in. So all the applications that I left open, I would have to exit that out, and it would pretty much go away. But it's definitely not like a phone that you're going to be gaming on. So if I went to, I would have to clear all of this out. And it should help. But who wants to do that? And it restarted. No, I'm not even about to do it. It restarted because it's got 3 gigs of RAM. So as you guys seeing, this is not a powerful phone. It's fast when you're just bouncing in and out of applications and stuff like that. Like if I'm going to YouTube or whatever, pulling up YouTube videos, I haven't had an issue with it. It hasn't made me like want to be like throw it out the window. But definitely when it comes to gaming and multitasking, this is not going to be the best option for your money. Now LG does throw in some sweet stereo speakers with this phone, which is really nice. So I got them at max volume. Let's go ahead and hear it. The speakers sound pretty good. Stereo speakers are always a plus, especially with a budget phone. So I really love that they did that. They're loud, got a nice little thump to them. So overall, just awesome. I really love when companies do that. Let's talk about some additional features. So of course you're not going to have any water resistant rating on here, which is fine. Most phones at this price point do not. Also, there is no NFC on here, which kind of sucks. So if you're somebody that likes to use their phone for mobile payments, this phone does not support that. So just do note that. Also, you have your physical fingerprint scanner, which is fast. It works really fast. I have no issues with it. You also do not have face unlock on this phone, which sucks, and they did that with the V60 as well. So LG, I don't know why they're doing that. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because they think it's not secure anymore and you're just better off with the physical one, but I still feel like we should have the option to be able to choose between using a physical fingerprint scanner and the face unlock. Even if it's not the securest, it should at least pop up with like a little warning message letting you know it's not super secure or whatever. I don't know what the real issue is with that, but yeah, they're taking it out of their phones. I don't see any screen recording on here as well, which that might be due to the processor. So this one does not have the built-in screen recorder. Again, you can just download a screen recording app. It's not a huge deal, but it's definitely not here in the settings. So as far as additional features, it's kind of lacking a little bit, but overall, for the price, it's not a huge deal. Let's talk about the cameras, because I think the cameras are a pretty solid spot on this phone. So you do have a triple camera setup, say 13 megapixel standard, 5 megapixel ultra wide, and you also have a 5 megapixel depth sensor. It only shoots in 1080p though. You do have a selfie camera that shoots in 13 megapixels, shoots in 1080p. Overall, I think this does a pretty solid job with the cameras. I would give it like a B minus. In some areas, I would hope for just better sharpness, better dynamic range. Sometimes the shots just kind of came out a little bland. I do like the color science on this phone as well. I think it pretty much nails it. It gives you some really natural colors. It doesn't really oversaturate a lot of things. But overall, I was hoping to see a little bit more detail with this phone. But overall, the shots are fine. Like I said, I really like the color profile. It's just dynamic range can be a little bit lacking, and the phone doesn't perform. The phone doesn't perform that well in sort of like a lower light conditions. It does fine, but I've seen phones at this price point that can do it a little bit better. So overall, for the cameras, it's okay. It's not bad by any means. Like I said, B minus is definitely good at this price point. So I'm going to let you guys check out the video on the Velvet as well, so you can get a good feel for the mic quality and what the video is going to look like indoors and outdoors. Alright guys, here is the video for the Stylo 6. Again, not super impressed here, but it's fine. I think it does a decent job. Try to get a close up. It does a fine job. It's not terrible. It's 1080p. Overall, it's not terrible. Let me know how the mic sounds. Let's go ahead and go outdoors here. Alright guys, we're outside. It's kinda sunny out here. It's a little windy too as well. You can get an idea what it's gonna look like. So this phone has a 4,000 milliamp battery. There is no type of fast charging from what I can see. And of course there's no wireless charging, but that is also not a big deal at this price point. battery life is really good on this phone. This is definitely a phone that can last all day, if not a day and a half. So I was really happy with battery life on this phone. I think this is one of those phones I can easily do like 8 hours of screen on time. So I was really happy with the battery life. I wasn't struggling with battery life with this phone at all. So really happy there. So overall, the LG Stylo 6 is a pretty interesting phone. Like I said, you have to really be in love with the Stylus. I'm not a huge Stylus person myself, but again, some people might, so this would be a pretty good option for you. And like I said, it's got a few good things going for it. I think the screen is pretty good as well. It's a big phone too. It's not the fastest phone, but like I said, the cameras are pretty decent on here too. So, and I just love the look of this phone. It's a really nice looking phone to me. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.